As the climate in the country is changing, women are becoming much more aware that it's up to them to defend themselves. Plus, it's fun. Taken 6 straight days of pistol classes out in the hot sun. I've done some moving and shooting before at different classes.
Barbara probably takes 5 or 6 courses a year. I cannot say that I do that much.
I'd done left-hand shooting before and taught us how to shoot left-handed, load, clear jams, load the magazines, and that was different.
She constantly surprises me in her ability in many ways. She's adventurous.
We went helicopter hog hunting together. I had a blast. We do have a lot of fun together.
She's game for anything. She'll try anything.
Yeah, why not?
Barbara Rumpel has never been one to wait for an invitation. Living her life on the border of a comfort zone, she's the first to pull friends up in the air and to push herself out to adventures unknown.
I remember when I left Chicago and I'm moving to New York, I was scared to death. I mean, I knew one person, I think, in New York, my boss. So I convinced myself that it was going to be miserable and I'd be lonely and it was going to be a lot of work and really scary, but I was going to love it. I managed to find an apartment, moved in, and I was trying to get my telephone hooked up. And the telephone company kept giving me a runaround. So I kept going into the office across the hall from my apartment to use their telephone.
My uncle, myself, and a partner that we had built the building on 22nd Street in Manhattan. And Barbara kept coming in and borrowing my phone. So I said to her, hey, did they give you a phone number yet? She said, yes. I said, give me the number. You'll have a phone by this afternoon.
So he called the vice president of the phone company, came home that night, and my phone rang.
We got to be kind of friendly after that, and I invited her to dinner one evening, and it just blossomed from there.
The last 38 years has not been boring, that's for sure. New York is, I don't want to live there again, but it's an experience that a lot of people should have living in a big city like that.
I think it's great for young people to live in New York. Most people that have lived there for a while would rather get out when they get older and have a more relaxed life.
In 2010, an advertisement for an all-women's wilderness escape sent Barbara to New Mexico for a new adventure. She had no idea the NRA's Whittington Center would come to mean so much to her and John, their paradise in the West.
I love looking out the window, waking up and looking out at these hills and the mountains and the animals, the deer and the pronghorn and the hummingbirds, the jackrabbits. Part of the world that, God gave us, and it's just gorgeous to be out here and to be out in the fresh air. Whether you want to go running around all the trails here or going up and exploring up by the old ghost town and the mine. It's just the freedom that it represents to do anything you like, whether it's pistol or rifle or shotgun, be able to have fun doing some shooting. I think that the NRA's Whittington Center is really one of the best kept secrets in the NRA. It is a fantastic facility in Raton, New Mexico. It's 33,000 acres of shooting fun.
Tucked along the foothills of the Sangre de Cristo Mountains, the NRA's Whittington Center boasts 17 shooting ranges, hunting, camping, a firearms museum, and incredible scenery. It was here where Barbara first fell in love with shooting.
I came here to the Whittington Center in 2010 to the Women's Wilderness Escape. I was reading one of the NRA magazines and read about it and said to my husband, gee, this sounds like it might be fun. And called a girlfriend of mine.
And she said, I'm looking for someone to go to the September WWE. And I said, what's it all about? And she explained it. And I said, I could do this. I'm in. So that started it all.
It was 90 women for 9 days shooting everything. We had, a day of shotgun, a day of pistol, a day of rifle, a day of black powder, and a day of archery. Got to shoot about 20 seconds of a fully automatic. I shot the white buffalo, which is a target at 1,123 yards with the .308. That was way cool. When a woman first picks up a gun and hits a clay for the first time, it's empowering. I mean, it really, really is. It's exciting. She has a feeling of accomplishment and overcoming fears that she's had or any hesitation about shooting a gun. The first time that you pick up a shotgun and hit a clay, it's, wow, I did it. It doesn't hurt, it's not bad, and I want to do more.
When she came out to WWE, both her and Bubbles came back so excited and so involved, and they dragged us here the next year. And of course, then Bronco and I fell in love with the place.
Since I've come out here, I've kind of found this little niche of paradise. I guess it's a hidden secret, but I think the word is starting to get out. It's just a wonderful place to be, to shoot. We'll do a little of everything. 5-stand, sporting clays, trap, and I just love it here.
Besides that, the scenery is absolutely magnificent.
It's just laid back, comfortable, no hurry, no rush. It's just beautiful.
And the camaraderie that you develop with other people. For example, right now there's an international shoot, world champion shoot here.
There's 18 countries here, and yeah, that's really cool. We've met a bunch of the Canadians and the Aussies.
Most of the people that we meet from the countries they come from naturally do not have the freedoms we have. So it's really interesting to commingle with them, and you learn to appreciate the freedoms we have more.
I've always been patriotic. I grew up as a Girl Scout and marching in the parades and all that stuff, and always been really have a big love for this country. The Bill of Rights is exactly that. It's a bill of our God-given rights. It's nothing that the government grants us. It's something that we're born with, and in order to maintain that, to maintain our personal security and the security of the country, it's really important that the citizens can defend themselves and defend our way of life.
Too many people have given their lives for freedom for us to so easily give it away.
The first annual meeting that we went to, when it was in Orlando, when Charlton Heston retired.
This, I suppose, is my counsel. It's in the Bible, it's on the Liberty Bell, and it's in my heart. Go forth and proclaim liberty throughout all the land, unto all the inhabitants thereof.
And that was really, really something.
It was a room full of very macho gun people. And everybody in that room were all sobbing deeply. Those tough guys, you know, including myself.
But I'm so glad that I got to be there that night.
God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
I became a life member then, and have since gone on to become a benefactor member. In Houston this year, it was being with 87,000 of my closest friends, because people think alike.
You meet people from all over the world that have a like-minded interest.
Years ago, when I used to go to an NRA event, you see women, but they'd be standing by watching. Women are definitely on the increase as far as in the shooting sports and in the hunting end up.
We had two, meaning the NRA, without the women's, we had 2 events, 2 auctions and dinners, and the women only had the luncheon. They brought in more money at their luncheon than we did at both of our events combined.
We're a very powerful part of the NRA, and they're starting to notice us.
I discovered the Women's Leadership Forum just picking up a brochure at the Charlotte Convention. I think being in the Women's Leadership Forum is something that makes women a part of the NRA. It's not just at the old boys club. It really is amazing how many women don't think about the NRA, but really believe in the same cause, and are very, very interested in getting into shooting and learning how to protect themselves and actually have fun.
Whether it's a passion for protecting our constitutional freedoms, the right to self-defense, or the hunting tradition, the Second Amendment speaks to its supporters on a unique and individual basis. Now both Charter Patriot members, dedicated to preserving and expanding the NRA's Whittington Center, Barbara and John hope their efforts will protect their paradise for generations to come.
The NRA Whittington Center is a separate foundation, and like so many things, is funded strictly through donations and bequests. I happen to be a charter member of the Patriots. Annie Oakley is my name, and I have a little badge and all that cool stuff. I mean, I think it created a bond between us, and it's something that we can continue our giving in more than just a monetary way, that we can get involved in planning and putting together events. You know, I saw people at the annual meeting at the Whittington Center booth, and people would go by there, and what is it? They didn't know anything about it. Even though it's been here, we're celebrating our 40th year this year.
I just think it's a beautiful place on earth.
part of the world that, you know, God gave us, and it's just gorgeous. I don't have any kids, but I think that the best thing that I can leave behind is a continuation of this great country that we live in. I can't think of a better way to make sure that the legacy that we've been given by the Founding Fathers continues on than giving a gift to the NRA. Even if I had kids, I think for them it would be more than anything the gift of continuing the legacy of this country.